Welcome to 100 Songs, episode 54. Today we're talking about the band Wellwater Conspiracy and the song What Becomes of the Clock off of 2001's The Scroll and Its Combinations. This song from Wellwater Conspiracy is my favorite song from them, and The Scroll is my favorite album. Discovered this band because of a guest appearance by Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age and Caius. He does a song with them on their second album, and I sort of listened to the album for that reason and really liked it and listened to it a lot. And then when this one came out after it, I got it, liked it even more, and then I've been a fan ever since. I also then went back and got their first release, and then a bunch of years later, when their fourth and final album came out, I bought that one as well. But I like the two in the middle the most. I just think they sound the best, have the best variety of songs, and I can relate to those two the most, I guess, for whatever reason. So this song is great. This What Becomes of the Clock. I'm enamored with the chorus. The chorus resonates with me. I really dig it a lot. I like the ethereal, echoey vocals. The song also uses lots of layers, and I like the guitar effects used in the right channel. Sort of in the background too, but it's there, and it only shows up in the right channel. And it's a short song, but it's on my. I have a playlist of a bunch of songs that I like, and it's over the years I've always done that, and it's always on there. It's just it's a very cool song. Overall, Wellwater Conspiracy has a lot of creative, unique sounds and production. There's a lot of, not a lot, but there are some guest players on these as well. Wellwater Conspiracy was co-founded by Matt Cameron and Ben Shepherd of Soundgarden. Matt Cameron, of course, being the drummer, and Ben Shepherd, I believe, is the bass player and does vocals for a bass player for Soundgarden, does vocals on Wellwater Conspiracy, but just on their first album. And then he left the band, and then Matt Cameron took over vocal duties for the band. So he plays drums and does vocals. So they've got, friends in the business, obviously. So because Matt Cameron started playing drums for Pearl Jam after Soundgarden split in 1997. I think that's why we have an Eddie Vedder appearance on this album as well. So the song Felicity's Surprise has Eddie, and he has to go by an alias. Actually, I think both of the Soundgarden, Matt Cameron and Ben Shepherd, both aren't credited on the album with their name. They have aliases because they're not allowed to appear on this side project with their real names, probably because of their Soundgarden affiliation. And I would say that's the same thing with Eddie Vedder being a Pearl Jam. I'm sure that's the reason. I didn't look that deep into it, but kind of interesting. I've seen that before on some other bands we've covered here, actually, where they're not credited on there, but it's very clearly them. And, when you look it up on the internet, it's all over the place. So it's funny that on the album itself, it can't be printed there. Although, if you think about it, this is very, very early 2000s, late 90s. It's actually late 90s when Wellwater Conspiracy started. So if you think of it that way, there really was not much internet to be had. So putting aliases on the album was sufficient. Now I don't think that could matter, but maybe they still do that. I really don't know. Also, John Paul McBain of Monster Magnet did guitar and bass and rounded out this 3-piece group. So Monster Magnet, Soundgarden, put the two together somewhat. And do you really get a band that sounds like these other two bands? You don't at all. Not at all. John Paul McBain did guitar on Monster Magnet for their first album, so he was their first guitarist. Anyway, that's the band. The three of them formerly were in a band called, another side project called Hater, and then started Wellwater Conspiracy. I discovered this band, like I said, because of Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age, and I already said that, so we'll edit that out. Yeah. Okay, now this is awkward pause, but we're getting there. So let's take a listen to a bit of this song, What Becomes of the Clock. Alright, I think you get the idea. It's sort of the pattern of the song. But good stuff. Let's go to the wheel to see what we're going to talk about next episode. Alright, Faith No More and King for a Day. Alright, so Faith No More coming up next. Thanks. Have a good one.